A lot of people lose their way in their 30s. They start gaining weight. They lose their focus. They lose their traction, and they find themselves just in Groundhog Day. Guys, it is so crucially important. I want you to hear me. This is very, very important. It's very important that you have your entire life figured out by the time you're 30.
Fuck.
No, that's an absolute lie, and I don't know why people think that. I don't know why that we push this on young men and women to figure out what career they're supposed to be at and go into college for at 18 years old. You don't even know who the heck you are. You don't even know what you like. You haven't even experienced enough life or failure enough to feel like this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. It's just absolutely absurd. I would like to think of our life in chapters. And the purpose of this video is, how do you restart your life in your 30s if you feel like you're not living up to the potential that you are? But I want to talk about the absurdity of thinking that you need to have it all figured out. And your parents and teachers and professors and all these people just pressuring you to think that you have to figure it all out. And the reality is you don't. So I look at my life in chapters. From the age of 0 to 10, you're just a kid, right? After 10 to 20 is really like your adolescent years, or maybe 10 to 18, et cetera. But your teens, those are your adolescent years. Those are your years to kind of have fun, to learn, explore, et cetera. Learn, mainly. And then 20s is like the trying. I'm trying to do things. I'm still exploring. I'm still learning, but I'm trying. 30s is typically like, I got to start getting my shit together. So this was for me, right? I had my youth, my troubled youth. I rebounded from that. My 20s was all spent in the Marine Corps, learning, experiencing, gaining life experience. My 30s, man, that was work. 30s is work. It's hard. But if you do the right things and you don't waste it, your 40s, 50s, 60s, and the rest of your life can be pretty freaking amazing. And that's where I kind of leaned into, was how do I restart my life in my 30s? And for me, leaving the Marine Corps at 30 years old, that's been 12 years in the Marine Corps, I was a wreck, disaster. And if you haven't read my book, Excommunicated Warrior, The 7 Stages of Transition, I highly suggest that you do that. It fits for anybody, not just military service members, but anybody who is changing a chapter in their life. You're going from one thing to the next. That book is for you. Surprisingly enough, what's it called? Empty nest syndrome mothers have read that book and got a lot out of it. A lot of them.
Yeah.
Just because they've invested so much time into their youth and to their kids and to everything they have going on, and then all of a sudden they're gone and they're like, oh, shit, I don't know what my purpose is anymore. I don't know what my identity is. I was a mother. Now I'm not like that same kind of mother. They're all gone. And you know how kids leave when they turn 18, 20 years old. I mean, they just bail. No warning, no nothing. Deuces. Thanks for nothing. Did you do that too?
Yeah, I went off to college, yeah.
But you were like, I'm out. Never
Yeah.
going to see you again.
Yep.
Thanks for the Hot Pockets, Mom. Not even thanks for the Hot Pockets.
Right.
Just gone.
Yep.
So it happens. So I get that. But man, for the 30s, for me, man, it was just rough. It was a lot of hardship. It was a lot of depression, anxiety, health issues across the board, kind of coming out of the military. But a lot of people suffer from this. A lot of people lose their way in their 30s. They start gaining weight. They lose their focus. They lose their traction, and they find themselves just in Groundhog Day. And sometimes life things happen in your 30s, divorce, you start figuring out who you are, hard times come, etc. So I want to talk to you, the person that's in their 30s and like, I got to start over. These are the things that I want you to look into. These are the things that I want you to start implementing in your life so that by the time you hit 40, you're on a freaking stride. And that's when the success can start to happen, right? We've got to build this positive snowball effect, this positive compounding interest, and it's going to start right now. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to create a self-assessment of what your current state is. One of the traits that I like is know yourself and seek self-improvement. If you know where that came from, you know where that came from. But the point of it is understanding your life situation, where your relationships are, your career, your health, your personal fulfillment. Are you becoming happy internally? Do you need external things to make you happy? Are you finally able to be fulfilled internally with what you have already? So assess where you're at. Then identify what you want changed. What are the things in your life that don't live up to your core values? Do you even have core values? What are the things that bother you? What are the things that keep you up at night? What are the stressors that if you removed it out of your life, there's like the bag of trash sitting in the corner and it stinks and it bothers you all the time? Well, take the fucking trash out, man. So those things that are trash in your life, you need to start figuring out what those things are, identifying them so that you can change them. Whatever they are, whatever you're dissatisfied with, now you need to write those things down and you need to remove them or you need to improve them. The next thing being setting a goal, setting an objective. But not just setting an objective, but writing down what the objective is. When are you going to achieve it? And then back plan from there. I've talked about this, like my phase line approach to success. I talk about this in the Agoge a lot. I use it on the whiteboard here with my tier 1 clients when they come, my coaching clients that come in. Figure out what that objective is and back plan, create phase lines approach to what you have to do in the daily. And then once you have it down to the daily, create the discipline around there by being consistent and doing it every day, regardless of your feelings, regardless how you feel, it doesn't really matter, etc. The next thing being vision for the future. I talk a lot about vision. You have to create a vision to where your goal, your objective is so crystal clear that you know exactly what it smells like, looks like, feels like, down to every little detail. It is very, very important for you to visualize what you are, what your life looks like, what the achievement looks like, you being on the podium, you getting the award, you making the money, you getting the girl, what the wedding looks like, what the kids look like, what the house looks like, all of it down to the detail. Super crucial for you and your success. Start building that now. The next thing is just along the lines of goals. Make them SMART goals. What I mean by that is this: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound. That's why I said create the time or the objective of when you want to accomplish this and work backwards from there. And then prioritizing your life. So many people are living a life that they don't want to live. And they're frustrated, they're anxious, they're not getting the fulfillment that they want. So a lot of times I look at my tier 1 clients and I go, okay, look what your top 4 priorities are. And then we rate them, how they're doing. And then I give them a sheet of paper and I say, okay, write down your routine from the time you wake up, the time you go to bed, and every 15-minute increment in between. And I go, wait a minute. Oh, well, no wonder you're frustrated, you're depressed and anxious and just pissed off all the time. You're not living congruently. You're not living congruently with your priorities. So when your priorities are here, but your routine is something completely else, you're living someone else's life. Your routine and your life need to be ran in congruently with what your top 4 priorities are in life. And when you are, you'll find much more happiness, etc. I find a lot of young people avoiding challenges. You need to learn how to overcome obstacles. Don't take the easy road. A lot of people that I've seen, they hit one roadblock. One roadblock, and all of a sudden they're done. They're done. They're like, well, they said no. The bank said no. The guy said no. The boss said no. This deal said no. My wife said no. So that's what it is. In life, you're going to have obstacles. The reality is you need to learn how to overcome those obstacles. Go around it, go through it, go under it, blow the fucker up. I don't care. But in life, you're going to have obstacles, and the winners always find a way to get around them. Period. Be resilient. How do you become more resilient? Enduring those obstacles, enduring the challenges, finding hard shit. Do not take the easy road. They say, oh, they have that saying. I hate that saying. Well, you can do it the easy way or the hard way. I'm going to choose the hard way, because the easy way is me ordering, pizza, sitting on the couch, watching Netflix for 6 hours. That's easy. What does that get me? Nowhere. The hard way is me producing these videos. The hard way is me getting up at 5 a.m. 7 days a week so I can do an ice bath, a sauna, my morning mobility, take my supplements, do the things that I need to do, meditate, get my mind right, get my GSD list done, write the copy, etc., write these outlines, whatever it is that it is. That's the hard way. But that way makes me fitter, makes me healthier, gets my mind right, so that I can be the very best version of myself for my family and for my team. I don't get to be subpar, and neither do you. Take action. Absolutely take action. Everything is in the execution. If you are waiting for things to be 100% perfect, they never will be, and you will never, ever, ever achieve what you want to achieve. The first iPhone was shit, they launched it. The second one was shit, it had problems, they launched it. The one that they launched last year was probably had 20% bugs. What they did, they launched it. Get to an 80% solution, launch the damn thing, figure out the rest on the back end. Be able to adjust life. Be able to pivot. Be able to adjust. Be able to pivot. That's it. Shit's going to change. Things are going to happen. It's okay. Failure is going to happen. There's a meme. Mario put it up. Of a guy juggling plates. And everybody's like, ooh, ah. But that on the back end of that is him just breaking plates constantly. You're going to fail. You're going to misstep. It's okay. Just take the next step. Just continue to execute. Execute what I said, no matter what. And if you fail, pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and keep going. Because every single person, including myself, has more failures than they have successes. Divorces, bankruptcies, failed businesses, et cetera, missteps, spent money where I shouldn't have spent, etc. It's how we learn. And I would not be the entrepreneur I am today, the leader I am today, if I did not make those mistakes. But what I do is I just continue to execute. Guys, just go execute. Do those. Restart your life. And if you do these things in your 30s, your 40s are going to fucking rock. Never quit, never surrender, always forward. See you guys in the next one. Peace.